Okay, so we're going to use these chairs as source points for our crowd agents. One thing I forgot to do is just come into transform here and select into this object so that we can retain the rescaling that we did. So yeah, if I drop an assemble, I'll get for each chair here, I should get, if I create packed geometry, so that will look for connected geometry and create a packed object out of each of them, and that gives me conveniently a point around the center of the chair there. And we're not going to do the whole stadium, right? We're going to do a lot, but not the whole thing. So I'm going to drop a delete and just delete about half of these. Let's see, so we can do that with just with bounding box. Okay, and I've got some values worked out here already, so I'll just drop them in. 71, 106, 200 for the size. Okay, and then the center minus 64, 3 minus 21. And then go to delete non-selected. There we go. So that grabs this portion of the stadium, right? So the camera will be about here, and just kind of, I'm more zoomed in, and just kind of watch and go around like that. Good. So if you remember from the other lesson, you can use the normals to orient the agents, and you know, we need something pointing in this direction on every chair. Okay, and one thing what I noticed was if I unpack this again, so we can take a look at the polygons, you can see that the biggest polygon, because they're split at the back, but on every chair the biggest polygon is this one at the front, and the normal of that will be pointing in the direction that we need. So if we can isolate that polygon, we can use that normal to orient our agents, right? So to do that, if we drop a measure, visualize that, and I think by default that will do everything that we need. So each polygon there should have an area. There we go. Okay, and we can use that to isolate just the bigger one. Okay, so if I drop a delete, and I can use that attributes now that I've just created, that area is smaller than, well, if we take a look here, you can see we got 0.09. You can see they're all more or less the same, and then there should be a jump 0.07, so it's probably between there, right? So if I do 0.086, there we go, and that grabs that polygon for me from all of them. Okay, and I need normals on the points that I've got already. Put this to points, and that will give me, so you can see where I'm going with this. It gives me the normal in the right direction, more or less. You can see it's pointing up a little bit, but that's easy to fix. Another assemble to give me the point in the middle. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can do an assemble will give you a point in the middle of the geometry, but another cool thing that you can do is if you drop a, what is it, convert, whoops, this will convert, if you change this to circle, there you go, so you get a, for each primitive, each polygon, you get a point in the middle, because this is a primitive circle now. But I'm going to use this method. Okay, and I need to transfer the normal over. Okay, we can't see that now, but let me just double check that it is there. Great, and then delete the geometry. There we go, now we can see it. Cool. Okay, so that is our normals. The actual points that we will be sourcing from will be these ones, just because it's a better location. These ones are in a different place. Okay, and we'll delete the geometry, and then to get that normal on here, we'll do an attributes transfer. This one. So you can see now we don't have any normal. Well, it does it by default. I think it's just picking up any attributes, but just to be clear, normal, and well, that's fine as it is. So maybe if we create, we're already visualizing it, but if we do it like this, and then we can raise up the length scale so we can really see that they're all pointing in the right direction. Okay, so I'll just get rid of that. Cool. And yeah, just to fix, because the agents will be kind of tilted up a little bit, you can just drop a wrangle in here. Make sure it's already on points, and we just grab the normal, and we need the Y component, and make sure that is 0. And they should just drop down. Boop. Yeah, you see that? And that should be pretty much it. They're ready to go. Maybe one more thing I'll do, because we probably wouldn't have an absolutely packed stadium. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly delete some of these. So if you go to delete by range, it'll delete 1 of 2. Set this to points. That's deleting half. I don't want to do so many, so let's do like 1 of 3, so a third of them. Okay, so you can use this as a control for how busy your stadium is. Could do this with a noise as well to have kind of big patches which are empty, but I think like this is fine.